and welcome to our Main Street ROI webinar. We're here to host and excited to have Mike from Heyo joining us here to present a webinar, How to Grow and Engage Your Audience Through Contests and Sweepstakes. The presentation today will run about 30 minutes. If you have questions throughout, you can make sure to type them up in the question box, and then we will answer them during the Q&A portion of the presentation at the end of the webinar. We will be sending out a replay of this webinar within 24 hours, and you'll also get a link to the PDF of the slides. And I think that's about it. So with that, Mike, I will hand this over to you.
Great, thanks, Kate. And again, welcome everyone. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. Hopefully you guys will learn a little bit something today. Again, the topic here is how to grow and engage your audience through contests and sweepstakes. My name is Michael Rotonda. I'm a co-CEO here at Heyo. And with that, we'll go ahead and jump right into things. So first, a little background on Heyo and who we work with. We've worked with over 9,000 small businesses who've run over 145,000 campaigns through the years. We also work with some large brands here. And the real takeaway here is our ability to kind of protect your customers' data and really have a top-notch, secure platform. But let's get into kind of the details here of the campaign. So as Kate mentioned, this will run about 30 minutes and we'll cover a couple of things. We'll look at how a marketing manager with no technical skills was able to launch a campaign with a 30% conversion rate. We'll take a look at the 5 crucial pieces that every promotion needs. So this is really what we've learned by working with our clients over the last 10 years and really boiled it down to kind of the most critical pieces that you need to think about when you're launching a contest or a sweepstakes. We'll take a look at 5 case studies. Hopefully that will resonate with you and your brand and how they were able to capture over 7,000 new emails. And then we'll walk you through how you can do this on your own. And at the end, we'll cover some questions and hopefully get you answers to what you need. So first, let's take a quick look at the difference between sweepstakes and contests. Oftentimes people use those terms interchangeably, but I thought it'd be helpful to kind of walk you guys through differences in those campaigns. So really, structurally, they're a little bit different. Sweepstakes, typically, you're randomly selecting a winner. So people enter an email address or a phone number, and at the end, you randomly select a winner. Contest is where people are submitting a piece of content. So maybe it's a photo or video or an essay, and then the winners are selected either by a group of judges or user voting or kind of a combination of the two. But when you're looking at it from a marketing perspective, it really comes down to what your objective is. So these are some key objectives or the primary objectives that our customers use when they go to create a campaign. So growing your email list is really a critical one. And sweepstakes are going to be the best tool for that, really because there's a low barrier to entry. So it's the simplest way to enter, so you're going to get greater participation. Same goes for increasing your social followers, let's say on Twitter or Facebook. Running a simple sweepstakes will help grow those the most significantly. If you're looking to educate customers, let's say you have a new product launch, you really can use kind of both campaign types. You can do something like a trivia sweepstakes where you're educating customers on some benefits of the product. Or you can even do a photo or video contest where users are submitting different uses of your product or how to correctly use your product, things like that. It's a good way to educate customers. Creating awareness, again, you can use either campaign type. If you're really looking for engagement of customers, then a contest is going to be a little bit better bet, and that's because you have that great rich content, the photos, the videos, the essays, the piece people are submitting. So they're able to kind of go through that and really get immersed into the campaign and spend more time on it as well. And then finally, if you're looking to acquire content, so running a contest is a great way to, let's say, get some good UGC photos or videos that can be later used in your marketing efforts. Or if you're looking to get testimonials, things like that, offering incentive and a prize in a contest and allowing your customers to submit that is a great way to acquire that content. All right, so now let's take a look at a marketing manager who was able to create a campaign that converted at 30%, all without any kind of technical skills. So this is Amy Lombard here, and she's a marketing manager for a company called Mixed Bag Designs, which creates custom bags. They're often used for giveaways or schools or things like that. And Amy was really looking to launch a campaign, really looking to kind of grow her email list, but she was very, very skeptical about being able to do that, just given the fact that they're a small company and she's kind of wearing a lot of hats. But she was able to easily create a campaign, had about 1,800 impressions, captured 582 emails with a conversion rate of 30%. So all with very little effort on her end, just some simple graphic work, and she was able to create a successful campaign. Another example here is Milena. She works for Out and About Marketing, and one of her clients is Squaw Valley Ski Resort, which is actually a ski resort not too far from where I live here in California. And again, their goal was to grow their email list as well as their social followers. And they had a very successful campaign, capturing 4,500 emails, again, with a conversion rate of 30%. And Milena did something else that's very smart in how she partnered with this, and I'll cover that later. But and so we'll kind of get back to that about another component about how she was successful with this particular campaign. Finally, this is Paul. He's social media strategist for Nicollet Island Inn. And again, he was really looking to go out and capture his email and grow his email list. In about 30 minutes, he was able to set up his campaign, which actually converted at 60%. So the highest converting campaign that he's run, of course, sort of across any type of marketing campaign, and all within 30 minutes. So hopefully one of those examples resonates with you guys, and I kind of wanted to set the stage for some of the success that you guys might be able to have in running a contest or a sweepstakes. So now let's look at the 5 critical pieces every promotion needs in order to be successful. And again, this is what we've boiled down over the 10 or so years we've been helping our customers run successful contests and sweepstakes. So number 1 is creating a strong incentive. And the key piece here is to make sure that the incentive, which is the prize or what you're giving away, is relevant to your product and to your customer base. So you'll see here I say don't use an iPad. So lots of people want to win an iPad, or lots of people want to win an iPhone, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's your right customer base. So in this example here, you'll see for Conair, they wanted to grow their relevant Facebook fans and grow their email list, but the prize they gave away is some of their products. So Conair hairstyling appliances, hair accessories, and makeup. So that's going to attract a very targeted customer base. If they were giving away an iPad, then you might get people that have no interest in any of their products. So create a strong incentive and make sure it's relevant to your customer base. Second, and this might seem simple, but make it easier to enter. So don't be vague, make it clear on what you're asking for. So in particular, if you're doing a contest like a photo or video contest, make it very clear on what type of entry you're looking for. It's often good to seed a contest with some sample entries, but definitely make it easy for users to enter. And then, as kind of a bonus, is integrate this with your email campaign, so you can get a user directly onto a drip campaign system the second they enter. So maybe it's reminders for them to vote, reminders for them to come back and enter every day, reminders to share it with their friends, but integrate it into your other marketing channels. But the most important part is making it easy for them to enter the campaign. Next is letting the entrants market themselves. So this is kind of the viral component that can be very important to a campaign. So when they're done entering or in the entry flow, ask them to go ahead and share the campaign. So one of the things that Heyo has is a refer a friend or viral feature. So the way that works is someone enters a sweepstakes and they'll have a unique URL that they can share out to their friends on Facebook or email or Twitter or wherever they want. And we'll track those referrals and award bonus entries. So this can be very, very effective, in particular if you don't have a large marketing budget to promote your campaign. So let's say you have an existing email list. You can run a refer a friend sweepstakes, promote it to that existing email list, and then they'll have the incentive through the bonus entries to go out and share it with their friends and family. And typically we see about a 30% bump in that. So let's take a little bit of a look on how that that might work. To see Paul here enters your sweepstakes, shares it out on Twitter to all his friends, Paul's friends, see the link, they enter and share it, and they go out, get the bonus entries and bring more people in. And as I mentioned, see about a 30% bump in participation by using this feature and turning your fans into marketers. All right, number 4, promote it. So it's not a case of, if you build it, they will come. So even if you have a great relevant incentive or prize, you got to let people know about it. So obviously there's the free channels, your social channels, your existing email list. This next one, partnering with relevant companies. This goes back to what Milena did for Squaw Valley. So in addition to promoting it through the standard channels on Squaw, they actually partnered with Head Skis to give away skis. So you had both Squaw Valley as well as the ski manufacturer promoting it to their customer bases, both of which are relative, obviously, or relevant. Folks are interested in skiing, but you kind of doubled the investment in the promotion. So very successful to partner with a relevant company to sort of either spread that cost, spread the promotion, or just kind of cross promote in a general way. Leverage the refer a friend feature, and then last is advertising. It does help. We found the most relevant and effective way to advertise is using targeted Facebook advertising. So just make sure you let folks know about it and do what you can, and you can do that in a very cost-effective way. Again, targeted Facebook advertising can be done very cheaply if you're very focused on your particular customer base. All right, number 5. Before we get to number 5, I'll kind of give you guys a couple of hints. So, 1, 56% of traffic to leading consumer sites are coming from mobile devices. If you look at Facebook mobile and Instagram mobile users, Facebook's at 1.7 billion on mobile, 700 million for Instagram. You guys are probably pretty clear on what number 5 is going to be. So mobile is a must. So Heyo customers currently have between 45 and 80% of their new leads coming from mobile. So enabling your users to easily view your promotion and enter on mobile can literally double your conversion and your success rate. And one of the things with Heyo is any of the campaigns that you build on our self-serve tool is automatically mobile responsive. So regardless of whether your customers are viewing it on a desktop or a tablet or a mobile device, it's going to look good, and the integration is going to be seamless, and they're going to be able to easily view and enter your promotion. All right, so we talked a little bit about how to acquire those email leads, acquire those social followers. We looked at a couple examples, as well as the kind of top 5 things you need to do to be successful. But what about engaging users? So, beyond growing the list, how do you go about engaging customers? So one of the most effective ways is what we call a UGC, or user-generated content contest. So the benefits are obviously engaging customers, acquiring that authentic content. And here's an example of Slimgenics. They had 176 entries, 2,000 votes in their campaign, and you can kind of see from the screenshot, it really was just people, taking photos with their product, all over the world, doing outdoor activities, and it was just a great way to kind of show the benefits of their product. But the key piece here is really the authenticity of that user-generated content and how that can be effectively used. So some quick stats on that. 85% of consumers find visual UGC more influential than brand videos and photos. 92% of customers trust online content from friends and family above all other forms of brand messaging. Half of consumers find UGC more memorable than brand-produced content. So I think you guys get the point. So getting that authentic content from your customers is a great way to market and promote your product offerings. But it can be challenging to get that content. So, sometimes you can do it just through a simple hashtag gallery, but there's not much incentive there for your customers. So running a contest where you're giving away, again, a relevant prize, it's a great way to capture that content. And then based on the rules of your contest, you now have ownership and access to those photos and videos and essays, and you can reuse those in your marketing. And that's one of the kind of key takeaways in running a contest is when you capture that UGC, is make sure you leverage that. You integrate it into your existing marketing campaigns, you integrate it into your email, you create a gallery on your site. You have all that great content, but make sure you go ahead and use that. So landing pages is another great way to engage customers and something that's available on the Heyo platform as well. So this is an example of a Spartan race. There's an ongoing landing page showing the latest links to shop and buy products, when the next races are going to be. And the advantage of this, and we'll get to this here in a sec on how you guys can create this campaign, is that you're able to do this without the need of a developer. So you're able to leverage a tool to easily create these types of campaigns without having to get engineering resources. All right, so moving along, how can you do this on your own? So hopefully you guys see some benefits for growing your email list, your social followers, or engaging your customers, acquiring great content. We looked at a bunch of relevant examples. Hopefully some of those resonated with you, and now you might be asking, how can I go about creating these on your own? So with Heyo, really at its core, it's a self-serve tool. It's a tool that you can log into and easily create a contest, a sweepstakes, a landing page without the need for development resources. So there's 15 or so templates to choose from. So again, anything from a refer a friend sweepstakes to a sign up form to a free download template to an image gallery. So once you kind of select the template, it's a self-serve tool that you can kind of easily go in and customize. We have pre-done templates. You can go in and swap out the graphics and make the most sense for you. You can actually go in, customize the text here with a rich text editor. Again, change the images, change the fonts, change the colors, do everything you guys need to do, all without any coding or design required. You can get a little fancier and upload, custom graphics. But again, if you're low on resources or low on time, you're able to do that without the need of any coding or design. Again, here's how you would go ahead and change the image by uploading your own image or pointing to a URL, but all very intuitive and easy to use. We also have integrations with popular email service providers like Constant Contact or MailChimp. So the advantage here is that when those leads are coming directly in through your promotion, they're automatically getting sent over to your email service provider. So you can easily integrate that into your email marketing, or as I mentioned earlier, put them directly onto some kind of drip campaign and try and convert them. So it really allows your promotion to be integrated into the rest of your overall marketing flow. And once everything's set up, you have the ability to preview the campaign before you publish it. So this is great if you need to get your boss to look at something, or you just kind of want to make sure everything's set up on time, but you're able to kind of review it, preview it, and then go ahead and publish it as your last step. And then once you publish that, we have a smart URL here. So if you do publish it to Facebook as a Facebook post, this URL will actually allow you to detect if a user's on a mobile device and send them to the most optimized version. So you guys don't have to worry about any of that. The platform takes care of itself. All right, so kind of quick summary on some of the stuff we learned today before we kind of get to the questions. So if you remember, we looked at a couple case studies on marketing managers without technical skills, creating kind of a very effective campaigns with high conversion rates. We looked at the 5 crucial pieces that every contest or sweepstakes needs. We looked at the case studies and over 7,000 emails created, and then I kind of gave you guys a brief overview of how you can easily create these types of campaigns yourself. So with that, I'll open it up to questions. You can go ahead and use the question panel there in the GoToWebinar. There's got to be a question or two from some folks out there.
Mike, I think I can see a question coming in. I'm not sure for some reason on our presentation it's harder for, it wasn't coming through for you. I think someone was asking if you could clarify the difference between a sweepstakes and a contest.
Yeah, so we did cover that kind of a little bit at the beginning. The main difference is really in how the winners are selected. So in the case of sweepstakes, winners are selected at random. And in a contest, they're either selected by user voting, judging, or kind of a combination of the two. Also, typically contests require a user to submit, some piece of content like a photo or a video or something like that. So those are the primary differences. When it comes to sweepstakes, there also can be some additional legal implications when running a sweepstakes. So if the prize is over $5,000, it might require bonding or registration in certain countries as well.
Got it. And do you find, is there, I guess, kind of benefits to one over the other across business verticals, do you think, or is it more so just aligned with the goals of what somebody's trying to achieve through the campaign?
Yeah, it really comes down to like aligning with the goals that someone's trying to achieve. So if we kind of go back up here, you guys can still see that slide there. Oops. Yeah, it really just comes down to what your objectives are. So, growing your email list, increasing social followers, things like that are going to be better set for sweepstakes.
Got it. That makes sense. Let's see. Just taking a look.
Yeah, sorry, Kate. I'm not sure that the questions aren't coming up.
Or coming through on your end. That's okay. I'm happy to help. So another question we had was, in your opinion, in order to get people to sign up with their email for a service, would you say something like a one-night stay somewhere would be a good gift for somebody to win?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on what your service is. If it's a localized service, so for example, if you're targeting, if you're in LA and you provide a local service, and you want to, give away, a one-night stay in your area, or you're trying to, we work a lot with local travel bureaus that are trying to get people to visit a place, and a one-night stay is great. But if you're a broader, like a national or non-localized service, then you might want to be careful about giving away a one-night stay, just because unless you're going to provide the full travel to get there, then there might be a kind of a disincentive for someone that's not going to necessarily be in that area to participate. So I think it depends a little bit on what you're trying to promote and if you're localized or not. Got
it. That makes sense. We have a question coming in from Brian, who wanted to know if you have information about whether Facebook has any type of limitations or rules on sweepstakes and contests.
Yeah, they absolutely do. That's a great question. And one of the key rules is that any promotion that you run on Facebook needs to be done through a third party. So a third party like Heyo or other platforms out there. There's also some specific legal copy that needs to be included in your promotion, in the footer of your promotion. Our platform automatically includes that language. And then there's just some other components around using native Facebook features in order to run your campaign. So for example, you can't do, like our page and you'll automatically be entered, or, comment on this post and you'll be entered into this. So you have to have it as kind of a separate application and do all the interactions through that application, which is exactly what Heyo does.
Got it. That makes sense. And then we had more of a logistical question from someone asking about the cost of the templates.
Yeah, good question. So the last slide I was going to get to is that the way Heyo works, it's $25 a month, billed annually, and you get unlimited access to all the templates as well as the various campaign types. So you're able to create your campaigns sort of at will and get access to all the stuff that we covered there.
Got it. That's great. All right. I think that, hold on. We have some more coming in. Wendy wanted to know if you have recommendations on how long to run a sweepstakes or a contest. So is it better to do it for a week, for a month, just on timing?
Yeah, that's a great question. It depends a little bit on the type of campaign. So if it's a contest where users are submitting, again, a photo or a video, you're going to want to give them a little bit more time. Typically those types of campaigns will run maybe 30 to 60 days. And that depends a little bit on if it's something like, submit a photo of your dog or submit a photo of your baby, things that people already have a lot of access to. If it's something specific, like submit a photo using our product in a certain situation, you want to provide a little bit more time. And then a little bit depends on kind of the prize you're giving away. So, but in general, campaigns usually run about 30 to 45 days. If you're doing something like a simple, t-shirt giveaway, sweepstakes, you might want to just run that weekly and just kind of get people, participating on a regular basis.
Got it. Thank you. And then we had going back to questions specifically about Heyo. Someone wanted to know, is there any type of free trial or way to test out the platform?
Yeah, great question. So there's a 7-day free trial, and you can actually create and publish and run a campaign for 7 days, including capturing entries and all of that at no charge.
Wonderful. Sounds like a great way to test it out. I think that covers all of the questions that we have. So Mike, thank you so much for all of this information and for taking the time out to host this webinar for us today. And for everybody on the line, we'll make sure to, again, send out an email with a link so that you can watch the video of this webinar again, as well as a link to the PDF of the files so you can review them and reread and go over the information and figure out ways that would work for your business. So with that, I think we're all good. Thanks again, Mike.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Take care.
Bye.